Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. How's your life, girls? I hope you are always in good condition and always smile. Alright, so for today, we are going to continue our chapter 8 with the 8.3 Microorganism and Virus. Okay, please look at your textbook. Yeah, okay, look at your textbook on page 155. Okay, before we start to discuss. Okay, I hope you have a little bit go through to this subtopic. All right. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, for our learning standards today, yeah, pupils are able to identify the main characteristics of microorganisms and virus. Okay, so there are a few microorganisms that and also the virus that you should know. Okay, what are they? Bacteria, protozoa, algae, fungi, and also virus. Okay, and then for second learning standard today, you have to describe the role of microorganisms in nitrogen cycle. Okay, let's go to the first learning standard. Yeah, about the microorganism. Okay, what is a microorganisms? Yeah, they are microscopic organisms that cannot be seen by naked eye. Yeah, cannot be seen by naked eye. Can only be observed under the microscope. Okay, most are unicellular. Can be divided into a few types. Okay, bacteria, protozoa, algae, fungi, and virus. So these are types of the microorganisms. And then we are going to discuss one by one, yeah, about the main characteristics of the microorganisms and virus. Okay, first type of microorganism is bacteria. Okay, so bacteria do not have nucleus. Yeah, do not have nucleus. Why? Yeah, because they lack of nuclear membranes. Yeah, lack of nuclear membranes, or they do not have any nuclear membrane. Genetic material exists in the form of chromosomal thread, yeah, which is DNA, that free floating inside the cytoplasm, okay, known as the nucleoid. Yes, some bacteria have plasmid, which is small DNA molecules that carry extra genes. Okay, so you have to know that bacteria do not have nucleus and the DNA is free floating inside the cytoplasm, yeah, whereby in the form of the nucleoid or plasmid. Okay, range of the bacteria from 1 to 10 micrometer long. Yeah, micrometer long, very small, yeah, very tiny. Can exist as a single cell, a diplot, or in a filament, chains, or cluster. Yeah? So these are a form of the bacteria. Can exist in a few basic shapes such as coccus. Yeah, coccus refer to the sphere form, yeah, bentuk sphere, sphera. Vibrio, yeah, in the comma shape, berbentuk comma. And bacillus in the root, which is referred to the root or cylinder shape. And also spirillum, which is in the spiral shape. Examples of bacteria include Lactobacillus species, Streptococcus species, and Staphylococcus aureus species. Okay, so these are referred to the shape of the bacteria. Yeah, this is referred to the coccus shape, which is in sphere shape. Yeah, Vibrio, comma shape. Spirillum refer to the spiral shape. Bacillus refer to the rod or cylinder shape. Okay, this is referred to the general structure of a bacterium. Yeah, so they have a plasma membrane. Yeah, a cell wall. Yeah, capsule. This is referred to the nuclei. Yeah, nuclei refer to the DNA that free floating. Yeah, because the bacteria do not have a nuclear membrane or do not have nucleus. Okay, so this refers to the plasmid, yeah, cytoplasm, ribosome, and so on. Right. Okay, next we go to the protozoa, the second type of microorganisms. Yeah. It is animal-like unicellular microorganism. Yeah, animal-like unicellular microorganism. Move around using pseudopodia. Yeah, pseudopodia refer to the false feet. Yeah, cilia or flagellum. Yeah, cilia or flagellum. Usually found in aquatic habitats. Ya, aquatic tempat yang berair, ya. Heterotroph or autotroph, ya. So they are heterotroph. They eat other organism, ya, to get the energy or to obtain the nutrient. Or they also autotroph, ya. They can produce their own food, ya. For example, Euglena species. Euglena species is an autotrophic protozoa with chloroplasts that can undergo photosynthesis, can be free living or parasitic. Okay, so these are referred to the examples of the protozoa. Yeah, amoeba. Yes, so this is referred to the amoeba, paramecium, and this is Euglena. Yeah, amoeba move by using pseudopodia. Yeah, pseudopodia refer to the false feet. Yeah, pseudopodia. And what about the paramecium? Paramecium move by using the cilia. Yeah, cilia refer to the hairy structure, yeah, on the plasma membrane. Yeah, it will help the paramecium to move. Okay, and this is referred to the flagellum of the Euglena. Yeah, flagellum. Yeah, this flagellum also help the Euglena to. Okay, next we go to the algae. Yeah, algae which consists of unicellular microorganisms, yeah, unicellular microorganisms like Chlamydomonas species, and also multicellular organisms such as the brown algae, called as fucus species. Yeah, so algae can be consist of unicellular or multicellular. Some algae have flagellum to move in water. Algae have chloroplasts and they are autotroph. Yeah, okay, they are autotroph. They can produce their own food. However, algae do not have leaf, stem, or roots. Yeah, like plants. Okay. Next, the algae live in the ponds, lakes, and also ocean. Okay. So this is referred to the example of the unicellular algae, which is Chlamydomonas species. Yeah. So the Chlamydomonas species have chloroplasts inside, so it can produce their own food. Yeah. This is referred to the fucus species, which is multicellular algae. Okay, next we go to the fungi. Okay, fungi do not contain chlorophyll. Thus, fungi are heterotroph. Yeah, they are heterotroph. They eat other organisms to get the energy or to obtain the nutrient, either by parasites, yeah, parasitic or saprophytic. Yeah, so they are parasite or saprophyte. Okay, what do we mean by saprophyte? Refer to the organism that uh, eat the decay material. Yeah, parasite refer to a parasitic refer to the organism that can harm the other organisms. Yeah. Do not contain root, stem, and leaf. Have cell walls created by the chitin. Yeah, chitin refer to the rigid structure that made the cell wall strong. Exists in the form of the mycelium, which is made up of network of threads called the hyphae. So these are referred to the yeast, yeah. Okay. Fungi are unicellular microorganisms, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, yeah, which is yeast, or multicellular microorganism, which is mucus species. Okay. Found in a dark or moist place and on decomposing or dead organism. Yeah, okay, because some fungi are saprophytes, so they can be found in the dead organisms. Okay, so this is example of the mucor species. Okay, this is referred to the mucor species that can be found on the decayed material such as expired bread and so on. Okay, we go to the virus. Okay, virus not included in any kingdoms because they are not cellular organism. Yeah, does not carry out any life process outside of the cell. Yeah, okay, because of the virus is not a cellular organism, it's not a living thing, so it cannot carry out any life process outside the cell. Yeah. Reproduce using living cells by injecting their genetic material into the host cell. Okay, once the virus injected into the host cell, it will be live. Ya, it will be live. Ya, dia akan hidup. And then dia akan reproduce. Ya, reproduce. Okay, made up of nucleic acid, DNA or RNA, and capsid made from protein. Size of the virus is too small, 20 nanometer to 400 nanometer. Therefore, virus cannot be seen using a light microscope, but can only be seen using electron microscope. Example, tobacco mosaic virus, T4 bacteriophage, and HIV, and also the coronavirus that we are having now. Okay, so these are example of the tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, so this is the structure of the virus. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we go to the role of the microorganisms in the nitrogen cycle. Okay. Plants require nitrogen. Yeah, nitrogen is very important to plant. Yeah, for what? To synthesize protein in plant tissue, and this nitrogen is obtained from the soil in the form of ammonium ions and also nitrate ions. Yeah, okay. So, nitrogen is very important to the plant, but the plant cannot absorb directly the nitrogen into the cell. Yeah? It must be obtained from the soil in the form of ammonium ions and also nitrate ions. Yeah? Nitrogen gas from the atmosphere can be converted into a form that can be used by plants by nitrogen cycle. So these are the cycle that we are going to discuss. Yeah? Nitrogen cycle refers to the cycle of the nitrogen from the atmosphere to the soil and back to the atmosphere. Yeah, okay. So that is referred to the nitrogen cycle. Okay, so this is referred to the nitrogen cycle. Alright. Okay, so as I said before, the plant cannot absorb directly the nitrogen from the atmosphere. So the plant only can absorb the nitrogen in the form of ammonium ions and also nitrate ions that can be found in the soil. So how can the nitrogen gas from the atmosphere can be converted into ammonium ions and also the nitrate ions? How can So that we are going to discuss. Okay. So let's study the nitrogen cycle. Okay. So there are a few processes that you should know. You should know in the nitrogen cycle. Okay. So it's starting from the atmospheric nitrogen, refer to the nitrogen in the atmosphere, converted into the ammonium ion and also nitrate ions, and then it will be converted back into nitrogen in the atmosphere. So that is referred to the nitrogen cycle. Okay, so let's discuss how the nitrogen in the atmosphere can be converted into ammonium ions and also nitrate ions. Okay. Um, Okay, to study the nitrogen cycle, you have to look at the nitrogen in the atmosphere first. Yeah, okay. So there are a few process, which is referred to the arrow here, that convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into ammonium ions and also nitrate ions. Okay, so what are the process? Okay, let's discuss now. Okay, so we go to the nitrogen fixing bacteria. Okay, nitrogen fixing bacteria that live in the root nodules of legume like rhizobium species and free-living nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil such as azotobacter species. Yeah, rhizobium species and azotobacter species. Okay, so these two bacteria fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere and change it to ammonium ions, via the nitrogen fixing process. Okay, so please look at here. So this is referred to the nitrogen in the atmosphere. So the nitrogen in the atmosphere, was fixed, by the few bacteria that can be found in the first can be found in the root nodules of the legumes, kita boleh jumpa dalam di akar pokok kacang ni ada dia punya nodules, So in the nodules, there is a bacteria that live there. Bacteria yang tinggal in the root nodules is rhizobium species. So the rhizobium species, rhizobium species that live in the root nodules, will convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into the ammonium ions. Into the ammonium ions, by nitrogen fixing process. Okay, so the other bacteria that can also convert the nitrogen, the nitrogen in the atmosphere into the ammonium ions is azotobacter species. Okay, azotobacter species is a bacteria that can be found freely in the soil. So it can convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into the ammonium ion. By what process? By nitrogen fixing process. Okay, so as a conclusion here, there are two bacteria, that very important, which fix the nitrogen, fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere, or which convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into the ammonium ions. Okay, what are they? Rhizobium species, which live in the root nodules of the legumes, and also azotobacter species, which live freely in the soil. Okay, so that is the first process that convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into the ammonium ions. Okay, the second process is referred to the lightning. Lightning in a thunderstorm, oxidized nitrogen. Lightning in the thunderstorm, oxidized nitrogen in the atmosphere to nitrogen dioxide, which dissolve in the rainwater to form the nitrous acid and nitric acid. So both will form nitrate salts in the soil. Okay. So once the acid dissolve in the soil, it will form the nitrate. It will convert it into the nitrate. Okay. And then the third process, that provide the nitrate or ammonium in the soil is referred to the industrial fertilizer. Sometimes a fertilizer that provided to the plant will provide ammonium fertilizers. That will provide ammonium and also nitrates into the soil. Okay, and the other source, the source of the nitrate or ammoniums are referred to the when the plant and animals die. Okay. So what process occur? Decomposition occur. That carried out by the decomposer. So decomposers such as bacteria and also saprophytic fungi will carry out decomposition and convert the protein in the body tissue into ammonium ions, into the ammonium ions, by what process? Via ammonification, ammonification. So these are referred to the process that provide the soil with the ammonium ions and also nitrate. I repeat, what is the process? Refer to the nitrogen fixing process by the bacteria, and also by the lightning process, and also from the fertilizer, and also from the decomposition of the dead organism. So all these process will provide the soil with the ammonium ions and also nitrate ions. So next we go to the ammonium ions. Ammonium ions that is that is converted from the nitrogen into the ammonium ion from the rhizobium species, from the azotobacter species. So that ammonium ions will be converted into nitrate ions, via nitrification by the nitrifying bacteria called as Nitrosomonas. This one you have to memorize. Nitrifying bacteria, which is the name of the bacteria is Nitrosomonas species. Will carry out nitrification that convert ammonium ions into nitrate. Ammonium ions into nitrate by Nitrosomonas species. Ammonium ion into the nitrate ion by Nitrosomonas species. And then after that, that nitrate ions will be converted to nitrate ions. Nitrate ion. Nitrate converted into nitrate ions, also by nitrifying bacteria called as Nitrobacter species. So this is referred to the Nitrobacter species that convert nitrate ion into nitrate ion. And then the nitrate ion here will be absorbed into the plant and used to synthesize proteins, right? Next. What happened to the nitrate? Nitrate will be absorbed by the plant's root and used to synthesize protein. Then when the plants are eaten by animals, nitrogen gets transferred to the animal's tissue, and then the process will carry out again. So there is also denitrifying bacteria. If nitrate is excess in the soil, so denitrifying bacteria convert the nitrate in the soil into nitrogen gas. Through what process? Denitrification process. Denitrification process. So this process will convert nitrates ions in the soil into nitrogen gas back to the atmosphere. So that is referred to the nitrogen cycle. It is a cycle whereby the nitrogen is converted into the nitrate ion and will be absorbed by the plant, and then it will be turned or converted back to the nitrogen in the atmosphere. Alright, so that's all in the